Does your rank look something like this? Or this? Well, if you have your wildcard, you could enter into the World Cup break with the ranks such as this. With Foden and Saka being the big debate for Gameweek 13, here is a wildcard draft that you may use to get a green arrow every game week up to the World Cup break. If you don't have a wildcard, however, you could still watch the video to the end to get some insight into the transfers you may make. There is going to be a word pop-up at any time. The first 3 who comment that word down below will get a team review done for them. Let us look at how the wildcard team is shaping up. I've had 2 out of 3 goalkeepers from my wildcard videos immediately returning with a double-digit haul. This time, my gut feeling does lean towards Arrizabalaga from Chelsea. The Spaniard has kept a clean sheet in 3 of his last 4 game weeks and looks to keep up that form against Man United over the weekend. Chelsea is predicted to keep at least 2 clean sheets in the next 4 games, but I do expect the number to be higher with Kepa's form right now. If you do have the extra cash in the bank, however, I would advise you to go for Alisson. Moving on to the defense, we have Cancelo. City has the most favourable fixtures in attack and in defense up to the World Cup break, and who better to own than the most nil defensive option as well as the most attacking one. City could honestly keep a clean sheet in all 4 games they play up to the World Cup break, and not owning Cancelo may be frustrating for managers. Next up, the highest point scoring defender in FPL up to now, Trippier has risen a massive 0.7 million since the start of the season, a joint highest along with Martinelli. Trippier has racked up the most bonus points with 10 amongst all non-forwards in FPL. He is top for key passes, expected goal involvement and crosses amongst all defenders in the game. Lastly, a bit of a controversial one considering recent form, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Liverpool does seem to be getting back to their usual form, and once they do, Trent will be of immense value at only 7.2 million. Liverpool's fixtures up to the World Cup break do also look great for defensive returns. They face 3 of the worst 8 teams for goals scored, with Cancelo, Trippier and Trent, a very solid 3-back line that is going to start every game week up to the World Cup break. Moving on to midfield, we start off with Martinelli. Not much to say about him apart from his 7 goal involvements up to now. He has also been involved in 10 big chances up to now. Quite promising up to the World Cup break, especially considering Arsenal's fixtures up to Game Week 16. Now the question you've all been waiting for is Foden versus Saka. I've added both to the wildcard draft, but I will be discussing which option I do consider better. Foden hasn't blanked in any of his home games this season. With 3 of the 4 fixtures up to the World Cup break being at home, it would be optimal if Foden does continue his lack of blanks at home. Foden has 10 goal involvements from only 6.5 expected goal involvement this season. These stats do suggest that the Englishman is overperforming by quite some margin. He has had 18 key passes up to now, which does mean quite a lot considering he has Haaland up front, who at the moment looks unstoppable. Saka on the other hand has only blanked in 3 games this season. 3 of his next 4 games are away from home, but the venue of play doesn't seem to bother him that much. He has racked up 9 goals in a total of only 5.3 XGI and 5 big chance involvements, so he does seem to be overperforming even more than Foden. Arsenal does have a tougher fixtures than City in the next 4, but they also are in better form than the former champions. Foden just edges it for me because of the home fixtures and Haaland in the team, but you should be looking to get both in your team before Game Week 14. The last one to complete the midfielder position is Zaha from Palace. He has been directly involved in 60% of Palace's goals when he has featured in the match this season. He has already racked up 6 goal involvements from 6.2 expected goal involvement and 8 big chance involvements. This should be enough to tell you he's one of the best FPL midfielders at his price point. We finished the team with 3 up front, namely Mitrovic, Haaland and Nunes. Starting off with Mitrovic, we keep on seeing week in week out how dangerous he can be in the Fulham attack. He has the 3rd most expected goal involvements amongst all players in the Premier League. He also has 14 big chance involvements up to now, out of which only 8 had led to a goal. He has been involved in 44% of Fulham's goals this season when featured, so you should be expecting Mitrovic's name on the scoresheet whenever Fulham does score. Haaland up next, and I'm only going to state his 104 points and 24 big chance involvements up to now. He could have easily surpassed last season's Golden Boot winner by now, but he just is getting unlucky with keeper saves. Lastly, Darwin Núñez. The only thing stopping him from being in most teams is his expected minutes. When he has featured for Liverpool, he has been involved in 40% of the goals. He does seem to be the main talisman when he plays. With Jota and Diaz out for now, we will be seeing him in the 11 a lot more often. He has the highest expected goal involvement per 90 amongst all players who played more than 200 minutes this season, and yes, including Erling Haaland. If you don't fancy Nunes or need extra funds elsewhere, I would suggest you go for Tony or Callum Wilson. Moving on to the bench, and it consists of enablers such as Ward, Andreas, Kilman and Guehi. These would be good options for replacing any of your players in the starting 11 if any injuries or doubts are to occur. This is the end of the video, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. See you soon for the next one.